a trapping season for falconry. And so for the past year and a half, we have been working with the falconry community since those regulations hitting season changed. And we've kind of come up with a resolution together that works for both the falconry community and I think for Department of Wildlife for the biological side. Looking through the County Advisory Board support material, it appears that most of the CAB supported this regulation. We have, if you look at, whoa, don't even have a cell phone on me. If you look at the regulation, the limit remains 2 raptors, 1 raptor per permit. We have some additional language on the take restriction. It says, an eyas may not be removed from the eyrie prior to 10 days of age, and also an eyas may not be removed from its eyrie when young 28 days of age or older, and those are both to protect the existing eyas that are not removed from the nest. You might have nest failure if you try to get into those nests before they're 10 days of age or if they're older than 8 days of age. We've also extended, like I mentioned, the eyas season for both 15 and 16. It's now going to be set up as March 1st through August 31st of both 15 and 16. And the passage season will now be February 1st through December 31st of 2015 and 16. Again, this is based on the 180-day removal that the Fish and Wildlife Service used to require that's no longer there. Just to give you a little background, as far as what the take has been, this is from the license office over the last 2 years. 13 and 14 together. So far, there have been 14 red-tailed hawks taken, 7 prairie falcons, 5 Cooper's hawks, 3 goshawks for the last 2 years, 1 ferruginous hawk, and no kestrels or merlins. So the birds that have been taken are well below any quotas that have been set up. So we're comfortable with the quotas as they are, and we also have had to amend the application to work with the license office on this. The application for permits will now be available the first weekday of December, and then the deadline for the receipt of those applications for those species is now going to be Wednesday, the first Wednesday of January. So I think we have support from the falconry community on these changes, and our biologists are supportive of these regulations, so I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Okay. Any questions or comment? Commissioner Lane.
Mr. Chair, yes, I just asked on the applications for permits for 2013 and 2014. Do you have numbers in terms of the permits that were actually done? I mean, how many permits were actually issued?
I do have that information. It's in tables. I'd be glad to get that to you. Not everybody that applies for a permit gets a bird, and so we have information from the license office, but the number of birds that are taken are much less than the actual permit. And I'd be glad to table.
I would appreciate it.
Any other questions or comments at this time from the commission? All right, seeing none, I'll bring it out, open it up to cabs here in Reno. Any cabs have comment on this? I think it was pretty straightforward. Paul, did you want to speak to this one? Okay. Public comment in Reno? The gentleman want to? Okay, public comment in Las Vegas?
No comment in Las Vegas, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Public comment in Elko?
No comment in Elko.
All right. I'll bring it back to the commission, and if there's no discussion, entertain a motion. Commissioner Bliss?
First, I'd like to make a comment and tell you how much I appreciate the work you guys are working together before the meetings, and how many something that you guys both agree on, and it works for everybody. It makes it a lot easier when it gets to this point, and I very much appreciate that. And with that, I would move to approve Commission Regulation 15-02, 2015 and 2016 seasons and quotas for taking raptors for falconry.
I second that and Chairman or Commissioner Bliss's comments as well.
Okay, so I've got a motion from Commissioner Bliss, seconded by Commissioner McNinch, to approve Commission Regulation 1502 as presented by the department. Any further discussion on the motion? Commissioner Lane.
I'm just going to abstain on this, just because I would have liked to have had the information before I vote, so I'm going to abstain. And some of the information that I requested, but I'm just going to abstain.
Okay, and that request was made prior to the meeting?
The application,
So you'd like to see the permit information? in the
I'll
future?
just abstain
Okay,
on the vote.
right. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, so motion passes 8-0 with one abstention with Commissioner Lane. We'll go ahead and close agenda item 10A and move to agenda item 10B, Commission Regulation CR 1503, non-commercial collection of reptiles and amphibians for 2015-16. Wildlife Diversity Administrator Laura Richards for possible action. The Commission will consider and may take action to approve the 2015-16 season and limits for non-commercial hobby collecting of live unprotected reptiles and amphibians. Ms. Richards.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, Laura Richards, Chief of the Wildlife Diversity Division. This proposed Commission regulation establishes the 15-16 season and limits for non-commercial hobby collecting of live, unprotected reptiles and amphibians. The CR continues to allow a person to collect, possess, and breed reptiles and amphibians classified only as unprotected. For 15-16, we propose no limits or seasons from the 13-14 season. Capture and possession and breeding are strictly for personal and non-commercial purposes. The number of reptiles and amphibians possessed by the person cannot exceed the possession limits established by the person for each listed reptile and amphibian. And if you look at the regulation itself, at the very top it says the field collection season is closed for all species not listed below, so protected species like Gila monster are obviously not on here. It has a list of various lizards, snakes at the top that have a bag limit of 2 of each per year. There's a category a little bit lower of lizards that are a little more common. We have a bag limit of 5 of each per year. There's also a list of amphibians, 4 of each per year. And then at the very bottom, there's non-native amphibians and reptiles, and of course that's unlimited. We want people to take as many non-native creatures out of the wild as we can. So again, there are no proposed changes. Again, this is non-commercial kids that want to be out there and have a couple of lizards in their backyard or in an aquarium or whatever. Commercial collection aspect of this is in separate regulation under NAC, and we're evaluating some of the data that we have right now on commercial collection, and so it could be that in the coming year or so we come back to the Commission to discuss some of the issues with collection.
Questions or comments by the Commission? All right, seeing none, I'll bring it out to cab comment in Reno. Seeing none, public comment in Reno. Okay, public comment in Las Vegas?
No comment in Las Vegas.
Thank you. Public comment in Elko?
No comment in Elko.
Okay. Seeing no comment, I'll bring it back to the board for further discussion, or I'll entertain a motion. Commissioner Bliss?
Move to approve Commission Regulation 15-03, 2015 and 16 non-commercial collection seasons and limits for live, unprotected reptiles as presented by the department.
Second.
Okay, so I've got a motion and a second by Commissioner Bliss and second by McNinch on approving Commission Regulation 1503 as presented by the department. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is unanimous, 9-0. I'll close agenda item 10B and move to agenda item 11, public comment period. Persons wishing to speak are requested to complete a speaker's card and present it to the recording secretary. No action can be taken by the commission at this time. Any item requiring commission action may be scheduled on a future commission agenda. Public comment in Reno. Ms. Taylor?
Hello, excuse me. Hello, Kara Talo. I'm a Washington County resident and I'm speaking for myself. I wanted to thank the Department of Wildlife for presenting the crucial habitat assessment tool. I thought that was absolutely wonderful. I hope that this information and this ability to assess wildlife and wildlife habitat is going to be shared throughout various public agencies within our own state. I attended a couple of the state water engineers' public meetings, and I can tell you right now that they do not include wildlife in anything when they consider things. And that includes fracking, that includes all kinds of things. And when I asked if they did consider wildlife as a part of some of their like decision tree or decision making, I got blank stares. And then one person on the board said, and this is back last August in Carson City, one person on the board said to me, oh, wildlife is protected. And there was absolutely no consideration for how we use water, how we take water from wildlife. So thank you very much. I think this is an excellent, crucial habitat assessment. I did want to make, after I collected my thoughts, wanted to make a comment regarding the 9C on the firearm carry during archery hunt. You know, I come from a long line of family members who are NRA members. My uncle taught firearm safety up at Lake Tahoe for decades. And I definitely believe in people being able to take care of themselves. However, one of the things I've learned in terms of working with TrailSafe over the past 5, actually 7 years, but coming to meetings regularly and speaking on behalf of TrailSafe, is that I know that all sportsmen are not as honorable as some of the sportsmen maybe at this table and that are on the commission. So I'm very concerned about sportsmen, archery sportsmen, taking firearms into the field. I also know from working in mental health and also being trained by the DEA in various forms of drug law enforcement that a handgun is not going to protect you against a cartel person growing marijuana out in the middle of nowhere. It might give you a few seconds, but that's about it. So I understand where Commissioner Lane is coming from in terms of not having firearms for archery hunters, but at the same time I also understand where Commissioner Young was talking about and the amount of stuff that goes on out there. So I understand that. I just want to let you know, as a public person, I understand the position that you're in making these decisions. Thank you.
Additional public comment, Reno. Okay, seeing none, public comment in Las Vegas.
You want to go?
Go ahead.
Chairman Drew, Commission, for the record, this is Jana Wright. Tomorrow's agenda, item 18, is a series of informational reports, which I assume there'll be no public comment. I'm asking that during the director's report that we get an update whether video conferencing will be continued for future meetings. And when we get the predation management plan report, I am hoping that the presenter will let us know where we can get copies of the reports and comments that were submitted to the department. Normally, policy 23, that would have been provided in September, but due to the commission not being full of its 9 members, I assume we didn't get that covered. So thank you, Chairman Drew.
Thank you. Additional public comment, Las Vegas.
Chairman Drew, this is Stephanie Myers from Lee Canyon. I'd like to comment on the remarks made by Paul Dixon earlier today on a conceptual management plan for the Spring Mountains. And dialogue is always good. And so I hope that the commission will embrace this idea. As you know, Mount Charleston is extremely close to Las Vegas, which has 2 million residents, and there are 2 million visitors to Mount Charleston every single year. I think it's easy to identify the people who trap in the Spring Mountains. What is not so easy to identify are people who are concerned about the issue, but who don't know very much. And I think the largest population is those people in and around Las Vegas who have absolutely no idea that trapping is even allowed in this century. So I hope that the commission will move forward with such a plan, but I hope that every possible if they could be taken to identify and encourage people who are interested in the subject but not necessarily at the forefront of trapping to participate in that plan. Thank you very much.
That'll
Additional
close
public comment?
in Vegas, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Public comment in Elko.
No comment in Elko.
Okay. All right. One more call in Reno. All right. Seeing none, the commission will stand adjourned until tomorrow morning, same place at 8:30 a.m. Thank you.